Welcome back to SolidWorks tutorial part 27 of the C8 Corvette surface design in SolidWorks. So let's open here our model, and then let's just go over a few things here. So in the last tutorial we kind of finished this section here. And then in this tutorial, we're going to work on the C pillar, B pillar, and the roof of the vehicle, and close up this section here. And then if we look at this picture here, we have some steps in that roof. So first we're going to create a simple surface. And then once we have the surface, we're going to cut these steps into it. It's always easier that way than creating complex curvatures, and of course that creates problems. So let's start by taking off some of these lines, and then what I want to do is I want to jump into the top view here, and I want to make a sketch on the top plane. It's just a straight line like that, and I want to project that line onto that windshield. So projection, and then sketch on face. So I'm going to select this sketch here, and for the face I'm going to select this section here. That's okay. All right, so now you have the middle of that car, and then we can jump to the side here, and I want to grab a 3D sketch in the 3D spline. I want to snap onto that line here, and then just pull this out here for now. And I want to make that line all the way, pull that connector all the way to the end of that point. I want to make that line tangent with that curve. Make that tangent. Okay, and once that line is tangent, I'm gonna jump over to the first display state here. I'm going to align that line with the top of the vehicle. So I'm going to pull it somewhere about here and leave that somewhere here. I'm just gonna pull on this handlebar until we have our curvature. All right, and then maybe I add a spline point somewhere in the middle midline here. Let's click on that line and add the control polygons, and then we can make some adjustments to that curvature even further. So I'm happy with that curvature. I'll pull that down a little bit more somewhere here, and just pull it to somewhere here, and give that a little bit of flatness up top. All right, so I leave that line as it is. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to jump over to the second display state here. And one thing I just need to mention, if you are just coming across my video here, this is part 27. And if you want to follow and if you want to create this model, start from part 1 and follow it all the way through. And I would highly appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. I'm not asking to share it, but if you can subscribe it, that means a lot to me. So right, so to continue, what I want to do next is I want to probably go to surfaces here, and then do a sweep surface, and I'm just going to select these edges here. Hold on a second. So let's go to sketch, 3D sketch, and grab the spline. I'm going to grab from this corner, and I'm just going to follow this window here up to this point. And then now I want to do a sweep surface. So surface is a sweep surface. And then let's select this 3D sketch and then select this line here. All right. So that probably won't do what we're looking for here. So exit that. Okay. And then instead, let's do sketch, 3D sketch, convert entities, and let's convert this entity here. And then we might not even have to convert that, so delete that converted entity there. And then instead, let's jump to the side view here. And let's grab a 3D sketch. And then we want to come from the edge of that window. Is going to be that point there. And I'm going to just come down all the way here. And I'm going to try to add tangency to that curvature as well. Tangency. And yes, just pull that line until we are happy with our curvature. So let's jump into our first display state. And then obviously that curves up to that point there. And then maybe we can add a spline point somewhere around here. And then click back on that line and add the control polygons. Grab onto those polygons, and I'm just gonna pull it to this section here. So I'm quite happy with this window curvature here. We're not going to use the whole line anyways, just a small section of it. So let's jump to the top here. And then let's try to align that window in this area. Somewhere here. And pull that somewhere in this area. Somewhere here. And then yes, I'm quite happy with this curvature here. Let's double check from the side. Looks good. Okay, exit this sketch. All right. And let's have a look from the top again here. And then we're looking quite good here on this area. That will go down in this section. Okay, so let's add a 3D curvature here. I mean a 3D spline. And hold on a second. Let's get rid of this 3D curve here. So hide that. Okay, let's jump into 3D spline. And then we're just gonna go from this corner up to this point. Kind of straight-ish. So we don't need to fix that. Something like that. Okay, and then we're just gonna give that curvature some profile. right? All right, so let's click on this curve here, and I'm just gonna pull it out and this way, right? And then I want to fix this point along the z-axis, so we are straight onto the top of the vehicle, and possibly I want to pull this out a little bit so we have a little bit of profile on that. Okay, so that looks good. And then we can always adjust that afterwards as well. So now exit this sketch here. And then we come down here and then we create this area. So let's grab another 3D spline. And we're gonna come from this corner up to this edge. And I'm just gonna pull that down until it stops. All right. And we're going to give that a profile as well. So we can do tangency with this face, and let's see how that looks. No, it's not going to do that. So we're going to edit ourselves. Let's grab the point and just pull it out. Something like that. And give this a little bit as well. Something like that. All right. So now let's have a look. Let's have a look at this profile here. Let's jump over to surfaces and let's do a boundary surface. So let's choose these two lines here. And obviously we need to flip these connectors. So flip the connectors. And for direction 1, selection manager, select these two here. Okay, so let's add a 3D sketch onto that. The 3D sketch spline. So we want to get on this point here. And I'm just gonna bring it all the way up here. Okay, and then now exit, and then now let's add our boundary now. So surface boundary, let's select these two lines here. And then direction 2, let's select our 3D curvature. Selection manager. Let's do it differently then. Let's select the window first and then select 3D sketch. Selection manager. All right, so let's hide this line for now. And let's see if we are connected here. Unfortunately, we are not connected on that one. So let's come in here and do another 3D sketch, another 3D spline. Or instead, let's take this line here. So exit the sketch. And let's take this line, edit the sketch. And let's connect to that. delete that coincidental. Let's connect to the edge. And you want to be right on the corner. All right. Exit here. And then now it should give us our surface. So let's jump into surface, boundary surface, select the two lines here and direction 2, this line here, that's perfect. And then the side of the window for second direction there. All right. So tangency, we don't have to add tangency anywhere around because we want to see this surface all the way around. Okay, so that looks good. And then we will fix this. It looks actually pretty good over there, boss. So we have a nice curve here. We can make actually this area here, instead of a curvy section here, we can make this sharper in the end or in the future. We will see. All right, so once we have this one here, let's jump over to the feature tree. And I want to bring back that 3D sketch. So show that we hide before. Okay. And I want to mirror this body over to the other side. So mirror, mirror over front plane, and then bodies to mirror. It's going to be this surface. Okay, and then now we just want to connect these two lines here. Okay. So let's grab a obviously a 3D sketch, 3D spline, and then let's connect these lines here. Just anywhere on this line. And then we're going to add tangency with this one and this one line here, tangency. Okay, so the tangency is not very good for us in this section, so delete that. Control Z to come out of the tangency. Let's exit the sketch first. Oh, that's not doing it first, so let's delete that line. Okay, so let's add, let's hide this line. And let's come to the back here. And let's try to edit this sketch here. So our point control here has a fix along Z. So let's take that down a little bit. Exit the sketch. All right. And then let's add the 3D sketch again. Let's jump to the top. And then bring back our first display state. So we can see how straight our line should be. So somewhere about here. Exit that. We don't need that coincident there. And let's come to the back here. I want to fix this line along z-axis so that we are not going to have any problems there. Okay, and then we are straight on the top. So exit this sketch, and then let's jump over to our second displacement state here. And then let's try and do a field surface. So let's select this line and this one here. All right, so let's jump into 3D sketch here. Grab the spline. And let's come up on this edge here. Okay, and jump into surfaces here. Exit the sketch. And just try to get another field surface and see if this time we'll do it. They did patch it up this time, so we don't need to add any tangency anywhere. So there you have it. We have the surface here. We have this nice edge there, which we need. Also, we will make that step here as well. But we already have a little step there, but we want to make that step a bit bigger, drop that step a bit lower. So, and some other cutouts that we need to do there as well. So let's jump into Miro here and mirror this surface over throughout the front plane and bodies to mirror. All right, and let's see our fluidity on the top of that vehicle. So that looks quite good. I don't see any, maybe there's probably a tiny bit, but I don't see any. We can, no, but I think that's pretty good there, right there. Okay, so we have the roof, half of the roof, and some C pillars and B pillars. Let's save the model here. Yeah. So, okay, so basically, once because now the model is already getting complex, so it's a bit harder than the CPU. So once we have all the surfaces done on this vehicle and the backlights, when we start doing the mechanical parts of it, the wheels and the engine, that's going to be a different file, and then we will assemble the whole car in the assembly section. So let's do one more thing on this car here. There's some connections that we have to make in these sections here. So let's close up this area here. We already have this beautiful line here that we can use. And we have the midsection of the vehicle here. Okay. So let's make a 3D sketch. And let's grab a line. And I want to, from this point to that line there. And I'm just going to pull that line down to the end. Okay. So let's have a look from the inside here. Looks like I'm gonna have to clear some stuff out. Some stuff out from my PC to speed things up here a little bit. Okay, so let's do a boundary surface. Let's do a selection manager, and let's select this line, this little bit here. That's okay. And then press this line here with the selection manager. And press OK. Obviously, going to pull this line until we see the black dot. And then press OK. All right. And then let's mirror this section over to the other end. Mirror. And it's going to be over the front plane and bodies to mirror. And this section here. Or let's not do mirror. Let's do the same thing as we did the other side as well. So let's go to surfaces, boundary surface, and then selection manager. And let's choose this small section here. It's okay. And then selection manager. Press OK. And we need to flip these connectors here. And we're just going to pull this point to this section. Of course, for direction 2, we can use this edge. And then press OK. And that surface is created right there. Okay, so we still need to fill up the surface here, which we will. Let's add a appearance to the section there, plastic. Let's choose low glass, and then let's choose some dark gray. And let's copy this appearance and add to this surface here. Okay, so we all still need to create our windshield wipers in that section there, which we will. All right. And then I'm going to leave this tutorial here, and then in the next tutorial we will work on the rest of the roof here and the cutouts from this roof and the step parts of that roof. All right, thank you very much. Bye bye.